Welcome to this week's edition of 5 Minutes of Management. I'm Frank Coleman here with Rick Bell. Rick, summer is officially here. We are smack dab in the middle of June, which means the Workforce Live fall season is not that far away, and neither is the fall season of Workforce Focus.
Nope.
So we got Workforce Live September 1st at the Four Seasons in Chicago. September 7th, we're in the Four Seasons in Dallas, and then we'll be at the Ritz-Carlton in San Francisco on September 22nd. Rosters for speakers are filling up right now. It's going to be a great event.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what starts this weekend is the annual Sherm Conference in Washington, D.C. So I'm heading out. James Tarani, the managing editor for Workforce, is heading out, and our editor-in-chief, Mike Prokopik, is going to be there as well. So we'll have a full report coming up in, if not next week, then the following week of 5 Minutes of Management.
Yeah, by the time viewers are watching this video, it will be smack dab in the middle of Sherm.
Exactly.
So,
excited. I'm excited for it this year, man. So this is the 10th year that I've gone to a Sherm Conference. My very first one was in 2006 in Washington, D.C. So this is, in a sense, kind of a homecoming for me to go to D.C. Fond memories of my first Sherm in D.C., where everybody got sick from one of the box lunches.
Oh, gosh. No Vegas this year. It's been in Vegas the last couple of years, so attendance will probably be down a little bit. And a little bit more, people will be a little bit more awake in the mornings. I think it's safe to say in the nation's capital than in Sin City. But at any rate, big news this week in the business world, but also in the talent world, as LinkedIn was acquired by Microsoft for a whopping $26.2 billion. According to published reports, Microsoft paid a 50% premium per share for LinkedIn. Wow, Rick. What were your initial thoughts on this?
Well, my initial thoughts are, I think it's a steal. It's like, who in business that you know doesn't have a LinkedIn account? I mean, I swear, everybody that I contact domestically, internationally, they all have LinkedIn accounts. And think about it, Frank. It's like, if we post a job, we're posting it to LinkedIn. And we're also using LinkedIn for our discussion groups. And where do we get our reader reactions from? So we use it. We use it as a business tool, but organizationally. But we also use it personally as a prime way to conduct business.
I think it's a win-win for both companies, to be honest. Of course, a lot of columnists out there are arguing that Microsoft overpaid for LinkedIn, and they're probably right. But the fact of the matter is the value that LinkedIn brings is likely worth what they overpaid. And I think it's obviously a huge win for LinkedIn as they collect the windfall of the purchase. But if you really think about it, this is about data. Microsoft is trying to get in to the cloud business, is trying to dominate in the cloud business in an industry where Oracle, Salesforce, and others are, leading the pack. And Microsoft probably looked at this opportunity and said, hey, here's a chance for us to integrate the user profiles and data of basically everybody who works professionally. Yes. I mean, it's not even white collar work. It's, you got a lot of blue collar people on LinkedIn too. Absolutely. A lot of students, a lot of college students coming up through the ranks, hoping to find that first job. Also, LinkedIn recently purchased lynda.com, which is the online training company. So from what I've read, Microsoft has an opportunity to integrate a lot of the training videos that lynda.com produces into its suite of products, including things like Microsoft Office. Imagine opening up your Excel doc and being able to watch a training video on how to do spreadsheets from lynda.com right as you're working on your project. So,
I just see it as a really valuable purchase for Microsoft, which has been flailing. Not that Microsoft's going anywhere anytime soon, but Microsoft needed to make a splash for itself, and this is as good a splash as any. So I think it's a great deal for Microsoft. I think for LinkedIn, again, when you're acquired in this kind of situation, I don't know. You can talk about community banks or even craft breweries. It's like you don't like to see your community bank gobbled up, but ultimately it's going to be beneficial to certain segments of your customer base. So because there's more money to create better products.
Sure.
So, and I think that's going to be the case for
Sure.
LinkedIn.
So what does this mean for talent professionals? I think, first of all, just the influx of data integrated into a lot of tools that all workers already use. Microsoft Outlook, our email platform where you're constantly communicating not only internally with coworkers, but mostly people outside the office. You're setting up meetings and appointments. Imagine a world where every meeting request you received from an outside person included organically a link to their LinkedIn profile, so you can prepare for your meeting better, have background on that person. So there's a lot of synergy. I know that's a buzzword that we don't like to use in workforce. There's a lot of synergy here that I think is going to be good for talent professionals and just workers in general.
Yep, I agree.
Awesome. Anything else from you, Rick?
No, Frank. I'm just excited to go to DC and check out their beers because I don't know much about East Coast beer. So I'm going to go check.
Good point. The Capitol Grill.
Capitol Grill.
Oh. They have good beer.
Okay.
And yeah.
That's right. You go to DC.
That's right. Every now and then. So if you're in DC watching this right now at Sherm, try and find Rick roaming around the halls of the conference. And also be sure to check out workforce.com. I'm sure Rick and James will be writing a number of blogs throughout the week.
Will.
So that's all we've got for this week's edition of 5 Minutes of Management. For Rick Bell, I'm Frank Kallman. We'll see you next week.